press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello my dear students, we have been discussing about the chapter motion and measurement of the distance. In the previous class we will learn about the correct measurement of the things or the object. See, correct measurement of length. See, as I told you in the previous section, preceding section, about why correct measurement of the object or the length of an object is important. See, if we don't have the correct measurement, then we don't get any accurate result, and so that we can use to measure the particular object or the things in a correct way, in a proper way, we can get, then only we can get the correct measurement. See, it is very important to measure the object of a length of an object. It is very important, and like that different scales as well as the devices will be there, which we can use to measure the particular object based on the position and based on the nature of an object. We can use the different items for measuring. And for example, see, the girth of the tree we can use to measure by using the tape only we can use to measure the girth of a tree. See, girth is nothing but the thickness. See, if we want to measure the girth of a tree, then we use to measure with the help of a tape. See, usually this tape can be also used by the people who are measuring the cloth, and like that the cloth merchant usually use the tape rod to measuring the cloth, and there are varieties of people will be used to measure the different object by using the scale as well as the devices. And like that in a small quantity we can use to measure the centimeter scale, whereas in the large quantity or the large distance traveled by the person, then we can use to measure the kilometer, and thereby we can know about the distance traveled by the people from starting point to the ending point. And like that this is all about the correct measurement of the length. Then next one is the precautions while taking to measure the object of a particular type. Precaution while taking the measurement. See, what are the precautions we have to take during measurement, we come to know here. See, precautions of measurement, in which first precaution is we have to take, in order to take the measurement of the length, we have to use the devices or the scale along its length. Along its length we have to measure. See, along its length, then only we can measure the proper way. See, in order to measure the particular object, measurement of the length of an object, see, measurement of a length of an object, along its length only we can easily measure. For example, I will draw the picture here. See, if we want to measure a particular thing, See, first precautionary step is for measuring the particular object we have to measure along its length. Consider if it is an object, we have to measure along its length. See, consider this is the scale. I have to measure from this point to that one. See, like that, from 0 to the end where the line is present, we have to measure 8.5, like that we have to measure. It is the correct way of measuring the things. Along its length we can measure, easily measure. See, like that. And in the second case, if we remove the 0 by counting the 1 from the 1 to the end portion, that is 9.5 it comes, it is a wrong method. Since we can use to measure the remove the 0 from in the scale, so it is not a proper way to measure the things. See, usually we have to measure the things or an object along its length by from the 0 to the ending point where the line we have to chosen, and like that it is a first precautionary step. And next one is the, if the scale is broken at its end, we have to subtract the end of the object, and from the starting point we have to subtract, then we can easily get the accurate result. See, in the second condition, that is if scale is broken, consider if scale is broken, consider if the scale is broken and we are not able to see the 0 in the scale. See, from this portion, if the scale is broken, then we can't see the point. See, in the scale there is a division will be there, and starting from the 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that. Like that, if the scale is broken at the starting point, we are not able to see the 0, then we have to subtract. Then we take the full mark of a scale, and later the subtract the reading from the mark, subtract from the mark, subtract from the mark, from the, subtract the reading of this one, subtract the reading from the mark to the reading at the other end. Reading at the other end. See, it is a second precautionary step. See, in the first case, we have to measure the length of the object, along its length only we can use to measure. And in the second case, the scale is, if in case scale is broken at the starting point or any other end point, then we have to take, then we have to subtract from the mark, subtract the reading from the mark to the reading at the other end. See, consider, see, for example, if the scale is broken here, means we have to take from the one position we have to take, and from the point where we have to measure, we have to take, and later we have to subtract one digit from the another one, we have to use to subtract one. And this is the correct method of measuring. See, for example, if one mark is broken, means first we have to take from the 1, and later we have to count it and subtract it from the other end. We have to use to measure the particular length of an object, and this is the second precautionary step. See, in the first precautionary step, we have to measure the length of the scale, length of the object along its length, and in the second case, if a scale is broken, then we have to subtract from another end, and thereby we can get the accurate result. And the third one is the it is very important to measure the object in the eye contact. See, eye contact is nothing but the position of the eye. Position of eye is very important. See, from the position of the eye, and keep the eye in exactly front of this pointing. Exactly. See, position of the eye is very important, and it is exactly in front of the point. Of the point. See, position of the eye is exactly in front of the point we have to use to measure. And see, for example, if we have to measure a particular object like this, and it is exactly in front of the point. See, we have to measure in a particular standing position, we have eye contact will be there, and we have to measure in an accurate way. And if in case we have to measure the scale like this and stand here like this, means it is not comes a accurate result, since we have to stand in a sideways direction, so it is the result of the measurement is not proper. So we from this we can say that the third precautionary step, we have to stand in a front position, in exact in front of the point where we have to measure, and it is gives the accurate result and accurate measurement. See, this is all about the precautionary steps while measuring the particular object. So in the first precautionary step, we have to measure the object or the along its length we have to measure. Along its length means by taking the scale we have to measure its length. And the second precautionary step is if the scale is broken at the starting point, or in case of the ending point, we have to measure in the same way, and later we have to subtract from the end point, and there we can get the accurate measurement. And like that, the third point is the position of the eye is very important, and we have to stand in exactly in front of the point, then only we can get the accurate measurement. And this is all about the precautionary steps while used for measuring the particular object. Next we shall move on to the measuring the length of a curved line. Say, measuring the length of a curved line. It is very difficult to measure the centimeter or the meter scale by measuring the curved line. See, for example, if the curved line is like that, we can't able to measure the curved line by using the tape or the scale. See, tape or the measuring devices, different types of measuring devices. See, for example, this is the curved line, and here one activity is there. We have to measure by using the thread. We have to measure by pointing to the end point as well as the initial point, we have to easily measure the curved line. See, to measure the length of a curved line, we have to take, we have to mark a thread at the both the end, first from starting from this one, and we have to measure, and like that we have to make a knot, and slowly we have to measure at a particular distance, and later we have to remove, and like that we have to measure by using the thread, and we can say that easily we can measure the length. And later when the curved line is completed, then we have to take the length of a thread by using the length of the thread, and by comparing the scale, meter scale or centimeter scale, we have to compare, and then we will get the accurate measurement. See, this is all about the measuring the length of the curved line. See, for example, see, if a curved line is there, it is very difficult to measure by using the centimeter scale or the meter scale. So that's why there is a various types of devices and objects will be there. So from this we can easily measure the curved line. And here one thread we have to take and make a knot and put in a initial position, and later at a particular distance we have to take it, and later leave the initial point, and later we have to fix by using we have to keep the thread in a particular way, and by using the forefinger as well as the thumb we have to keep, and later we have to take the different measurement. And afterwards, after taking the measurement of the curved line, we have to compare the length from the thread into the scale. We have to get the accurate result. See, this is how measuring the length of the curved line can be done by using the thread. We have to use to measure the curved line, curved object or the curved line. And this is all about the measuring the length of a curved line. Next we shall moving on to the moving things around us. See, we all know that there are different types of objects which moves in our surrounding, and some of the object based on the movement, some of them are stationary at a particular state, whereas some are moving in a particular direction. See, moving things around us. See, we all see that if we observe in our surrounding, there are varieties of objects which are moving, and like that air is also moving, like that different types of objects are moving, and some of the objects will be stationary, means it can't be moved at all and it is fixed at one place. And we can say that both the moving object as well as the stationary object. For example, see, the stars which are stationary object, it will stand in a one particular fixed position, like that the air and different types of animals also moving, and human beings, different types of vehicles also move from one place to the another place. Like that we can say that different movements will be present in our surrounding. And here one activity is there. See, as I told you, moving things around us, moving, always moving, and some of them are stationary at a fixed position. Some of them are moving, and some of them are stationary, means not at all it will move. Stationary. And when we talk about the moving things, the word comes here, and that one is the motion. See, in our chapter name also a motion. In this heading, the motion, we have to get to know about the definition. What is the definition of the motion? See, consider if a vehicle move from one place to another place, we can say that it is a movement will be there where the motion will be present, and like that we can say that the definition of the motion here, when an object See, when an object or a body when an object or a body changing its position with respect to time we call it as a motion. See, from this definition we can define the term motion. See, when an object or a body changing its position with respect to time, we call it as a motion. See, for example, while writing also we can move our hand by turning the page and by writing with the help of a pen. Like that we also movement will be takes place in our body and in our surrounding. See, and here if an object or a body changing its position with respect to time at certain time, if object or any body will move, means we call it as a motion. Example for this one is the rotation of the earth around the sun. Rotation of earth around the sun. See, rotation of the earth around the sun, it is the object here, and it is one of the motion. And next example is the running of a car. Running of a car and movement of hand of a clock. See, this is also a motion. See here, motion is nothing but when an object or a body changing its position at a given interval of the time with respect to the time is called as motion. Example for the motion is the rotation of the earth around the sun. See, one rotation of the earth around the sun, we call it as a 1 year, whole 1 year is completed. See, it is one of the example of the motion. And running of the vehicle or the car. See, if vehicle move from one place to another place, we can say that the motion will be occur here. And like that, movement of the hand of a clock at equal interval of the time, the movement of the clock will be rotated. And for example, if 1 hour and 2 hour, like that, movement of the clock will be takes place continuously, and we can say that the motion will be occur here. And this is all about the motion. See, motion is nothing but when an object or a body changing its position. Here position will be changed at the given time, we call it as a motion. See, example for the motion is the rotation of the earth around the sun and the running of the vehicle, any vehicle we have to take. And next one is the movement of the hand of the clock. See, movement of the clock after each interval of the time, we can say that motion will be occur. And this is all about the example for the motion. Next we shall move on to there is one activity is there. See, in this activity we have to take a large paper which is having the white paper. See, I will write. See, here there is one activity is there. In this activity we have to observe the motion of a ant. To observe a motion of an ant. See, this is the name of the activity. In this activity we have to take one large paper and which is having the white in color, and later this white color paper we have to keep the sugar particles in it and spread it over like this, and after few hours you can see that the ants will be comes into this paper. Since the sugar particles is very much attracted to the ants, so that it will comes to this paper, and after few hours you can see that there are different types of ants will be comes into this paper, and out of this different varieties of ant you have to consider one particular ant and make into the marking from the initial point and to the ending point. Like that you have to mark with the help of a pencil, and you can observe that movement, how the movements will be takes place in the small object or the small animals like ant. See, this is how we can say that the motion in the ants is also be a type of a motion. And see, this is the activity. From this activity we can say that change in the position of the object with the time. Change in the position of an object or the body with the time. And later if you mark it completely, then you spread it then you shake this paper, and later again you can take the marking of a different ant. Like that, from this activity we can consider that we can conclude that change in the position of an object or the body with the time, the movement will be or the motion will be takes place, and this is all about the moving things around us. See, next we shall move on to the different types of motion. See, from this in today's class we will learn about the term motion, and we can use to see the different objects which is having the movement in their lifetime. And the definition of the motion is nothing but when a body or an object changing its position after each interval of the time, we call it as a motion. And here the ants will be movement of the ants we can easily seen by taking the paper and marking with the help of a pencil. We can see the movement of a particular ant, and later we have to shake the paper, and there is a movement will be takes place, and thereby we can if we keep the paper in a particular way, and later we can again mark the position of the ant. So this is all about the activity where to observe a motion of an ant. So this is all about in today's class. In tomorrow's class we will learn some more concept which is related to this chapter. So here I wind up the class. In the next class we will learn some more concept. Thank you.